Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Schlonsky for Wave News. This is tournament time. March is finally here. We are just a week away now from tip-off of the NCAA tournament. But before we get there, the Cats, the Cards, the Hoosiers all have to get through their conference tournaments. Tonight, our Wave Sports Department is live on the road for coverage of all the biggest games. So we have Wave Sports Director Kendrick Haskins live in Nashville. He is covering the Kentucky Wildcats for us. We also have Wave Sports anchor Dusty Baker live in Charlotte for the ACC and the Louisville Cardinals. We're also closely watching what is going on with the Indiana Hoosiers in the Big Ten. So let's kick things off now with the SEC. And Kendrick, look, we know Cats fans are known for traveling well, so I'm sure there is a sea of blue walking all around downtown Nashville.
That's right, Brian. We are live here in the Music City in Nashville, where apparently every now and then you'll hear cars blasting their music as they drive by us, so look out for that. And it's happening right now. But the Cats, there's plenty of blue already walking around here in downtown Nashville. Kentucky doesn't take the court until tomorrow night around 9:30. They play in the late game. They will find out who they will play in tonight's late game between Georgia and Oklahoma. We'll have all those highlights later tonight. But first, let's go out to Charlotte with Dusty Baker. He's with the Cards as they prepare for the ACC tournament. Dusty is live in the Queen City. Dusty.
Yeah, thank you, Kendrick. And right now, keeping an eye on what is happening in this very arena here at the Spectrum Center, because the Cards will take on the winner of Stanford and Cal. And of course, these two going head to head. The Cards faced them just a week ago, both squads. So a little familiarity there. But more importantly, there's got to be a lot of talk about how the Cards made such a turnaround this season. And this is how they got here. Heading into the 2024-2025 college basketball season, the expectations for the UofL men's basketball program were not particularly high, following an 8-win season under Kenny Payne. Following Payne's firing, athletic director Josh Hurd made a move that quickly sparked the interest of Cards Nation with the hiring of former College of Charleston head coach Pat Kelsey. In his opening press conference, Kelsey quickly addressing what the standard of UofL basketball was going to be moving forward.
If you don't plan on winning, don't put your shoes on.
After taking over the program, Kelsey brought in a completely different looking Cards team through the transfer portal. The Cards fan base had their first look at their new squad in the Battle for Atlantis tournament, and despite early preseason success, the Cards were hit with a significant injury as Cason Pryor's season came to an end with a torn ACL in the title game. Corin Johnson then followed by getting season-ending shoulder surgery. At one point, the Cards had 8 healthy scholarship players. However, the Cards did not let those injuries define them.
You go through ups and downs in this game, and you got to stay positive and be within the team.
UofL caught fire beginning in the final weeks of December, stringing together a 10-game winning streak in the process. In the 2025 calendar year, the Cards lost only 1 game on the road at Georgia Tech. As for the others, UofL won 19 of 20 games, close out the regular season with a 25-6 overall record and finishing with 18 conference wins, the most in program history. The Cards had significant contributions from the likes of Terrence Edwards Jr., Rain Smith, Javon Hadley, James Scott, and Noah Waterman, with a key breakout of the season coming from point guard Chucky Hepburn. The senior transfer from Wisconsin is averaging over 16 points per game and nearly 6 assists per game as well.
There's not one person on this team that doesn't like somebody, and that says a lot about each other. In the locker room, we can talk to each other however we want. We know it's still love at the end of the day, and once we leave that locker room, we're still brothers. So that's what I love about this team.
And of course, all the credit can go to Pat Kelsey, specifically because of what he's been able to do in just a short period of time. And if you look at what he did recently, his turning around, of course, with the transfer portal, his acceptance of being able to transfer over from College of Charleston, bringing over Rain Smith, there were a lot of elements to this that ultimately allowed this team to go to where they are today. And something else to keep in mind, when you look at the matchup that they have coming up, they defeated Cal by 17 points. They defeated Stanford
Stanford by 20. Yes, both were on home courts, but there was some domination there. So Cards fans a little optimistic heading into this thing, and rightfully so. The Cards ultimately are a 2 seed heading into this tournament. I talked to a lot of fans in the area who seem to already be counting them out of this thing because Duke is the #1 seed, and a lot of people projecting them to possibly make a run at the national championship in the March Madness. But ultimately, we're focused on what happens here in Charlotte. The Cards, huge matchup coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. right here in Charlotte, taking on either Cal or Stanford. Cal currently has a 3-point lead. Reporting live from Charlotte, Dusty Baker, Wave Sports. Let's send it back to Brian.
Yeah, Dusty, unbelievable to be having these conversations about the Cards at this time this year, considering what we were saying this time last year and the year before that. Stay with us here on Tournament Time. When we come back, we are going to head back out to Nashville. Kendrick will show us around, show us how the Cats got here. Our live Tournament Time coverage rolls on after the break.